All right, so YouTube, what's up? So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be reading an old excerpt of a paper I wrote a long time back explaining the nature of the universe, or what is karma, or like just what it is in general, or what the universe is. The universe is a highly complex entity in its makeup. First and foremost, the universe is made up of many different things. It all started in one place. I'll call it a splash. The first splashes happened after the initial creator gave birth to it. Now, the initial creator is a whole other topic on itself. The universe then residually spread down from there into infinite splashes. Because the splash was designed with a beginning and end, it was created with dualities present within it. Each splash has the ability to create infinitely more splashes. It infinitely and exponentially grows as those splashes can make infinitely more splashes. We call these splashes universes. As each universe exponentially grows one after another, the universe has a primal nature within it. That nature is the duality of the universe. For something to exist, it must have a polar opposite. For night, there must be day. For hot, there must be cold. For rich, there must be poor. If the night did not exist, then day would not exist, and so forth. The duality is transferred onto literally every aspect of the universe. Now, for something to be put into the universe that can exponentially grow, it must come from something that can exponentially grow as well. The nature of the universe and the multiverses in general is that to exponentially grow at a fast rate. Everything within the universe is there so that it can eventually reproduce into infinitely more universes. And as a result, only the most worthy beings that comprise the universe move up into the newborn universe and leave behind the other beings that were not as worthy as them to help further the development of the initial creator who created the universe as a means to reproduce itself. Once the universe meets the end of creation, bliss will be obtained by all and the creator will reproduce. Everything moves up, and so the closer you are to the older aspects of creation, the more misery you will have. You are left behind because you are not seen as fit to move on. The lower you are on the multiverse network, the more hellish and corrupt it will be. Creation, or God, is the center of the universe and has a polar opposite, which is called end, which must be met by the building of the multiverse in order to ascend for creation. We are literally aspects of creation, and a part of its network of growth, and everything stems out of creation, or God. Each splash or universe has a center in which all things then grow from it and everything else exponentially grows from it. Each universe has a center, and everything further from the center in which it was created from has less unity and harmony, and the ones further away have hellish qualities. Everything moves up, so the closer you are to the older aspects of creation, the more misery you will have. You are left behind because you are not seen as fit to move on. The lower you are on in the multiverse network, the more hellish and corrupt it will be. Each splash universe has a center within it. Once it is created, and the entities must make it to the middle of the universe as a united force and see themselves as one organism. If the needs of the others is put before the needs of themselves, then and only then can we be seen as an individual organism upon itself. The ones that are left behind due to not being worthy to ascend can still move up in rank by spreading their legacy or growth. The more their legacy spreads, the more further they will move up the spectrum. This was the test put forth by those above in order to judge a person's worth. The more that people are helped by one entity, the quicker they will ascend the ranks. And an adverse effect has been implemented across the universe which is not intended by the ascended. They believe that this would have a positive effect on the ones below and help them better understand each other. But that has not happened. Instead, individuals have been born into the universe under shackles. A person is born into this world under complete shackles, the reason being that they are under a huge amount of laws and rules put into place by others that have fulfilled their dream and have obtained huge amounts of money. In order to fully realize a person's growth, they spread their seeds as far as they possibly can, all the while places people into precise slavery systems that present certain freedoms, but no one is truly free, as an ancient system placed into humanity eons ago, and from there systems upon systems upon systems have been placed within each other, severely limiting man and putting in play societal norms which hindered the growth of those that were to come. Reincarnation is heavily implemented throughout this reality. A person reaches a certain social class in one life and eventually die. Then in the next whichever social class they were in previous life they were born into the same or higher class. Now each person has a genetic inclination to pursue a passion within their life. It was the interest that they discovered early on as a child but not pursue it because they were told that they couldn't or were highly ashamed of it and tried to bury it as a result. This can be said to be the shackles of those above. They then pursued another goal that was put in front of them. What the person should have done was pursue their goal. The reason being that once a person pursues their goal, it will result in a highly fruitful outcome. If a person listens to the people and society around them, they're essentially abiding by the ascended one shackle's growth and severely limiting their own growth as a resulting factor. The definitive term for a person that does this is called the slave self. They have become a slave to the societal economic machine put into place eons ago. A genius is a relative term, as each genius was not actually a genius but only pursued their life's passion, and because they were genetically inclined to do it, they produced some of the best high quality work imaginable, and even revolutionized the field they were in. Once a person succeeds and revolutionize, they will be rewarded and be allowed to ascend to the upper classes. The reason being that they have spread the most seeds exponentially grow over and over again, allowing to further and further ascend. First they will ascend to a millionaire, then a billionaire, and trillions, and so on. Every individual will eventually rise the ranks. The easiest way to rise the ranks is to follow your life's passion, which will produce money. Ever watch a movie and see an actor that can act? That's because they did not follow their life's passions, but became an actor for another reason, such as they were good looking. Being wealthy by illegitimate means is that you have not followed your life's passion, and because you have not followed it, it will spread less seeds and exponentially grow. As a result, spreading less seeds, you have slowed your growth of your legacy.